Hello, Lolly.
Hello there, Rainey.
How are you?
I am hot.
You're hot?
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, how are you?
I'm not as hot in Christchurch, New Zealand.
Still think you look hot, loves.
Look, I do have a quick little joke for you that my daughter just told me. I thought it was quite funny.
Oh, okay.
Would you like to hear it?
Love to.
What is red and smells like blue paint?
I don't know. What is it, lads?
Red paint.
Oh, that's terrible. That's good. That's good.
Oh,
That's
so
good.
Yeah,
Thanks, Day One Winter.
Just a little joke to lighten up the mood.
Little icebreaker before we, go into some depressing content for you all.
That's right. If you can't tell, it's Rainy here. I'm going to be telling the story today, and we're going to get all of the reactions from Lolly.
A little ruthless, Rainey?
Hey, look, all stories are terrible, but maybe not so ruthless. But it is ruthless. It's awful. It's bloody awful.
Maybe not as many stab wounds today.
No, definitely not.
Great. All right. I'm all for a little less stabbing.
All right, guys, we are just going to jump right in. Saturday, 7th of May, 2011. We are going to take you to Bournemouth, England. Bournemouth. Bournemouth. It's a weird one, isn't it? Were you born in the mouth? I don't really know.
Is it Bournemouth?
Bournemouth, England. Anita Turner is up on the Saturday morning and she goes in to wake up her 19-year-old son, Elliot, and his girlfriend, Emily. And to her shock horror, Emily, she's not responding. She's tapping on Emily's shoulder and she will not wake up. She has checked her pulse and it looks like Emily is dead.
That is absolutely horrific. Hang on. So Elliot has been sleeping in the bed next to his dead girlfriend.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Damn.
So she then goes and calls the police.
Just tell me what's happened there and the reason for the call.
My son's friend is staying with us. This morning, I tried to wake both of them up, but the girl didn't wake up. We tried to wake her up. I don't know what it is.
Right, now, is she breathing?
No, I don't think so.
Right, how old is she?
She is 17.
I need you to pull back the duvet from it and just look to see if you can see any signs of breathing.
I tried to hold the pulse.
No, I need you to put your face next to her mouth. Can you feel any breath? Can you see her chest going up and down?
No.
Nothing. What colour is she?
What colour is she?
Yeah, what colour is she? Is she blue? Is she red?
Is she red? Look, my husband is having a look now. Hang on.
Got anything round her neck?
Anything around her neck? Oh, that necklace. No, she's got a necklace very tight.
Very tight round her neck?
Yeah.
Can you get that necklace off?
Okay.
How tight?
Very, very tight. The ambulance is here.
I need you to open the front door and get that necklace from around her neck off.
Okay.
Now, do it now.
Holy shit. It seems as if Emily has gone to sleep and she has been tossing and turning and that necklace has become a little too tight and perhaps this has caused her to suffocate in her sleep and not wake up.
That's horrendous because I go to sleep with my necklace on all the time. So I guess I will be taking them off from now on.
Well, it does happen.
Does it really?
It does happen. It has happened, apparently.
I'm not buying it.
So the police have arrived. Emily pronounced dead at the scene and everyone is just absolutely devastated.
That's horrible.
It is horrible. She was only 17.
Oh, no.
So who is Emily Longley? Born on the 22nd of February 1994 in London to parents Mark and Caroline, and she had a beautiful younger sister named Hannah. Growing up, Emily had a few health concerns. There were some nutritional problems, and they were given some advice that maybe it's best to find some greener pastures and head on over to little old New Zealand. So that's what the family did.
Really?
They packed everything up and they got on a plane and they moved to Auckland.
Wow.
Emily and Hannah weren't exactly very thrilled. They were both
Fair
9.
enough. Fucking boring.
I know, right? Get on a plane and head back. Emily was 9 years old and Hannah was 8 years old, so they were leaving behind some good school friends and the rest of their family. But they did eventually settle into new life in New Zealand and they were both living their best life.
Hang on. So were they in a small little town in England?
Bournemouth is just a small coastal town.
I find it odd. Then moved to the Big Apple in New Zealand.
Is a small town compared to New Zealand, though.
True.
Emily was thriving in her new environment. She was making good friends. Her health was getting back on track. She was cheeky, funny, mischievous. Her father, Mark, would say she was a real pain to parent, but in a good way. And she just liked to push boundaries. Like, she would not take no for an answer. She would just go out there and do and get what she wanted. I like it.
Sounds like you.
Sounds like me. I know. I can relate.
I bet Mum would say you're a pain to parent amongst other things, and me, but you're definitely way worse.
Absolutely. Still am. Emily and Hannah's parents, they did eventually divorce, and this set Emily off to a bad path and just making some bad decisions. She started hanging out with an older crowd, being a bit of a rebel. She'd sneak out at night. Like her dad would say,
Who would do
he'd be
that?
in bed. Yeah, who would do that? He would hear the window close and he'd look out the window and she'd be running down the driveway, hopping in someone's car.
You go, girl. Oh, damn. Okay.
And they would
okay.
be... Yeah, they would head straight down to the nightclubs. She had a fake ID and they were clubbing.
This sounds like one of my girls. I feel like this is just normal teenage behaviour. This is exactly what we all do around this age.
I know. Well, look, let's be honest. Lolly, you snuck out and just put that handbrake down one day and just pushed the car down the driveway and off you went.
I did steal my sister's car, Crystal. Sorry, I know you listen to this, but we've already established that I did this one time. And we're going to be careful what we say, Rainey, because apparently Mum listens to these podcasts now, so we're just going to zip it, all right?
She can't do anything about it now. So
It's too late. We've turned out all right.
look at us. We're just true crime podcasters now.
Making Mama proud.
That's right. Yeah, so she was out clubbing, hanging out with the older crowd. You know, she wasn't really causing any problems. She was just living beyond her years, I'd say.
Yeah,
You know?
like I said, that's what we all do around that age, pushing the boundaries, finding that new independence. How old was she?
15.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh,
sounds
well,
about
you were
right.
doing it at 14, weren't you?
Hey, zip it, girl. We spoke about this.
Zip it. So, Emily and Hannah, they would go and visit their grandparents back in England like once or twice a year. And in 2009, they went over earlier than their father, Mark. And it seems that Emily may have had enough of New Zealand because she took the initiative to go and do an application to Brockenhurst College and get herself a little interview
Wow.
without anyone knowing. So on Christmas Eve 2009, Mark, Emily's dad, he arrives and she says, guess what, Papa? I've got an interview for this college. And he's like, what are you talking about? But she, you know, she's got an idea and she's running with it. So she has gone to this interview. Mark has taken her. He's sitting out in the waiting room thinking there's just no way that she's going to get accepted to this college. It's just not going to happen. 20 minutes later, the tutor comes out. Emily comes out. They're all smiles and she cannot wait for Emily to attend college.
Oh, wowee.
So,
Have
yeah.
a little more faith, Daddy.
That's right. I think it's because she probably went through the whole process on her own and he had
Yeah.
nothing to do with it. And it would be like, you know, what's going on here? As hesitant as he was, he eventually let his baby girl pack up her things and move over and live with the grandparents in Bournemouth. Bournemouth.
That Bournemouth. We're going to have to... How do you spell it?
Bournemouth. Bournemouth.
Bournemouth.
Yeah, Bournemouth. I mean, that's just what it is.
Bournemouth.
Bournemouth.
Well, it's like New Plymouth, you know? Let me just check something. How to... Wait there a second. Bournemouth.
Is it Bournemouth? Fuck. All right, guys. Bournemouth. The accent, it's the Kiwi accent, all right?
That's right.
So she is in Bournemouth, England. It is a coastal town, very popular tourist town, fun nightlife, good
yeah.
beach. So Emily is settling in, and she is settling in well. She has got her admission to college. She's studying business. She's only 16, guys.
Holy shit.
Well, the schooling system's different over there.
Really?
Their college is still high school. I don't know. Google it, because I don't have time. But she is... Yeah, so she's at school, she's got a job at Topshop, and she's also part-time modelling. So Topshop, guys, if you don't know, this is a cool shop, and only the coolest and hottest people work there, and she was one of them because she was absolutely stunning.
Oh.
Emily is living her best life. December 2010, Emily is out, and she is out in the clubs because... Tell you what, Lolly, that girl likes to go clubbing.
Damn.
And she is introduced to 19-year-old Elliot Turner. So who is Elliot Turner? He is a local of Bournemouth. He is 19 years old, and his parents are Lee Turner and Anita Turner. So Anita Turner is high up in the pharmaceutical industry, and Daddy Dearest, he has inherited the family jewellery store, very, very successful, and they lived life of privilege. What Elliot wanted, Elliot got. He had the wads of cash around school. He had the Rolex. He drove around in a $30,000 Mini Cooper. Lame. And he had his big group of friends. He just thought he was...
The big man.
Hot shit. Hot shit. They
Dangerous.
really just spoiled the shit out of him. And he was a cock. His dress sense...
Sorry. I was going to say, oh, he's a cop. Oh, no, a cock. Okay.
Yeah. Look, his dress sense was questionable, guys. 2010, he had the low scoop singlet, showing off nearly your titties.
Yeah.
The skinny scarf, the hair gelled, slicked back. He just looked like a dick. All right.
Major douchebag vibes.
Yeah, douchebag vibes. But he was living his lavish lifestyle. He was a spoilt brat. He thought he was a celebrity. He would just be going around banging all the reality stars. Lame. Look, he and his friends created a gang, and the name of that gang was called The Firm.
Oh, God, this sounds so lame, guys.
I know. How embarrassing.
Are you part of the firm, bro? Sorry.
That's right, dickheads. So, old Elliot Turner, he, guys, was the leader of the firm. On social media, he referred to himself as Scarface, and all of his friends referred to him as All Talk Turner, because he spoke a lot of shit.
Oh, really?
He put that GST on those stories, and he was just word vomit. Now, he's known as Scarface on social media because, Lolly, he had a gigantic coke problem.
Right.
He was out there sniffing those nose bears all night long. And his parents decided to check him into the famous rehab, the Priory, also home to celebrities you might know as Amy Winehouse, Kate Moss, and Lily Allen.
Right.
It's only fitting that he goes to a celebrity rehab.
Right.
Bang some more reality TV stars in there. $30,000 rehab, but he did his 28 days. He came out and went straight back to the baggies.
Oh, my God.
I didn't give a shit.
No.
He also went on dates. Let me tell you, he would go and get himself a single shot of the top shelf alcohol, and his dates would always have a double shot of the shitty house spirits because he was ready to take advantage. He is just a little garbage man, but hey, guys, he also went to university. He dropped out, and then he went and did the odd shift for the old family jewellery store. So at the end of the day, guys, he is just some kid living at mummy and daddy's home, working for the family business.
Yeah, and look, if his parents are giving him all this money, Rolexes, is he really to blame?
Well, no, because you got to set some boundaries, guys, and make the fuckwit unload the dishwasher here and there,
That's right. Mow the lawns, dickhead.
Yeah, take the trash out with you, garbage boy.
Yeah, he hasn't been upgraded to garbage man yet because he's still a boy.
He is a garbage boy.
That's right.
And let me tell you, this garbage boy is actually mummy's boy, because Anita was just grossly obsessed with her son, and she was wrapped around his little finger, He really was in control. I feel like out of both parents, Lee and Anita, she was the enabler, you know?
Mama's boy.
Yeah, so old Mama's boy is out there doing his thing, and look, Lolly, at the age of 16, 2008, Elliot was slapped with an harassment charge.
Oh no.
For harassing his ex-girlfriend.
Oh, wow. It's 16.
Yeah.
It's a bit young, isn't it?
It's 16. He is just living this lifestyle of spoilt brat. At the time of meeting Emily, she really did suit his image because Elliot was like, didn't refer to the females as a girl. They were always bitches.
Ugh.
And he liked the bitches with long legs and who were really attractive. And that was Emily. She was tall and beautiful, and she was blinded by his charm and his high status. But that was all a lie, because deep down under, actually not even deep down, just below the surface.
Just below the scarf.
Was an abusive, controlling fuckface.
We're just telling you like it is, guys.
I don't have time for these fuckers, and I'm going to really, really get in there. So he would tell her what to wear, who to talk to. He would show up unannounced if she was at a bar. He would sit in the corner sulking. Then he would literally go to his car and cry until she came out and left with him.
Oh, that's embarrassing, bro. Don't do that.
You can't be crying.
That's right. Was he really? Oh, God.
Yes, he would demand her attention to all the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
Red flags.
Fucking gigantic ones. So Elliot is a controlling garbage boy, and Emily is unfortunately putting up with this behaviour. In March 2011, Emily has been booked for a modelling job.
Get it, girl.
And this modelling job is with two shirtless men, topless men.
Get it, girl.
These topless men, they weren't from Christchurch.
Oh, really? You could tell? Do they look good?
I could tell. They're like, the shirtless, topless waiters.
Oh, yeah.
Because let me tell you, I have had a couple of experiences with some beer butlers here in Christchurch.
Oh.
And I tell you what, they look like they were plucked off the old school field.
Do you want to just actually tell me what the beer butlers are? Because it sounds like you got escort agency on speed dial-ups.
So the Beer Butlers is a company here in Christchurch where you basically hire topless waiters if you've got a hen's party or an event you want to go to. And I've been to a couple, and guys,
there's got to be more talent out there.
I just can't believe it.
Do you think we're going to get in trouble for using their actual name?
No.
Because it's the truth, isn't it?
It's the truth. Are we going to get in trouble?
You can't sue us if it's the truth, guys.
Hey, I've got pictures. I know, and he's naked. He's full naked.
Yeah, it's not. That should be illegal.
I know. Not even an apron on.
Because you're making us feel uncomfortable now because there's an ugly dude with his dick out. And we're paid for it, so we've got to keep him here until the time's up.
So what I'm saying is the guys on the modelling shoot, they were buff. They were big men. And she was there in a red dress. She looked beautiful, and she posted a photo to social media, and let me tell you, Lolly, garbage boy was raging.
Was he?
He was in fits of rage. So much so, he emailed the lady that booked the job, threatening her.
Oh, my God.
Saying, do you not know who I am?
No.
And I'll come and get you. I've got charges and violence charges, and I've done this, I've done that.
Whoa.
And he's talking a big game, and to never, ever book Emily a job ever again.
Whoa. What a dick.
Yeah.
Terrible.
What a dick.
Oh, I feel so bad for Emily. That's just shit. She's so young.
It's awful. She is at the stage, she's 17 years old, so it is absolutely disgusting. But Elliot is ready to swoop Emily off her feet and take her on a romantic getaway as an apology. So he takes her to the Isle of Man. All was going well on this little romantic getaway until a big fight broke out. And he smashed down the wardrobe door in a fit of rage. She was really, really upset. When they arrived back home, she wrote him a letter. And in this letter, it said, number 1, I love you. Number 2, don't say you'll kill me.
Ooh.
Number 3, stop talking about your ex-girlfriends. Number 4, stop being so constantly aggressive. Be more cool, because that is so much more hot. And you make me scared because you're so intimidating. I hate that you're so aggressive.
Oh, no. Run for the hills.
If anyone's saying, I'm going to kill you,
Yeah, but look, she was so young, and I hate to say it, Shrine, but you've been in a situation like that before.
I've been in the exact situation.
So hard to get out of, but...
And also at the exact same age. So, reading and going into all of this stuff, it was hard because it's a lot of similarities there. To go through something like that at so young, you're not really fully equipped to handle it very well. No. So, look, after this holiday, she has gone back to visit her family in New Zealand. It's been 6 months and she is excited to see everyone. They say when she came home, there was like a sense of maturity to her. She just seemed like she was growing up. She was visiting her friends. She went out to the clubs,
of course she did,
hanging out at bars, and she was posting photos. Old Elliot Turner was back home in Bournemouth, logging into her Facebook page and reading all of her messages.
No.
And at this time, he was also messaging any guy that she was messaging, saying, I don't want to talk to you anymore, I don't want to know you, and just playing some sick, twisted game. Yeah. So on her holiday, she didn't really say a lot about Elliot. And Mark, Emily's father, he thought it was weird because one time he said, do you want to call Elliot? And she's like, no, I'm fine, didn't want to talk to him. And then towards the end of the trip, she said that she thinks she's going to break up with Elliot because he's just not making her very happy. So they thought that was a good decision, but they didn't realise there was any violence going on. The other thing that was strange, when she was leaving, prior to leaving, she packed a lot of her bedroom up and she threw a lot of her belongings out as if she knew she was never coming back home, which was very strange. And then when she left at the airport, her family said she dressed down as if she wasn't, it was very out of character for her. She looked very plain Jane. And yes, she's going on a plane, but usually she was, she'd dress up and look good, but it was almost like she was going back to him, so she had to dress down. It was weird.
Yeah.
Very strange. So she kissed her family goodbye, and little did they know that in just 1 week, Emily would be dead.
Oh, God. Horrible.
While Emily was away, Elliot went on a complaining bullshit rampage to his friends, saying how much of an asshole Emily was, and he just went out on a shagging spree and just started banging all these girls because gross.
Top guy.
I mean, honestly, if some guy came with some slicked back greasy hair and his low-cut top and his skinny scarf on, I'd be like, take it away, mate. Not interested.
Out of my face, bro.
Get those titties away from me. You know about the ones I'm talking about, like they're really low scooped.
Yeah, too low.
Yeah.
Too low.
Back at home, Emily had unfortunately arranged to go and meet Elliot at a bar. And this is all caught on CCTV footage. She arrives at the bar. He's ordering a drink. She kind of goes and taps him on the shoulder, and he just looks and dismisses her, kind of flicks his arm away, and carries on talking to girls at the bar, buying them drinks, dancing, just really trying to make her jealous. Ugh. And then slightly out of the camera, there is a table where Emily is sitting, and he has gone up to her and they're talking, and he has then gone and smashed her head into the bar, like the table they're sitting at, and then stood up and smashed a glass and then stormed off in a shitty.
Whoa.
So her friends have come to her aid, and then they've all left the bar and they've gone home. But at this time, Elliot has logged back into Emily's Facebook account, and he's reading some messages that she's had with a guy that say they're going to go meet up at the specific bar. So he heads to the bar and he gets like a club hammer. It's like a little mini Thor hammer.
Yeah.
He has arrived at this bar and he's got this hammer down his pants, and he goes in and he's searching for Emily and this guy. And he can't see Emily. Well, guess what, dickhead? Emily's at home studying. She's gone home. Night was ruined. He is searching the dance floor and he sees a guy that looks like the picture of the guy she was talking to. So he goes up and starts threatening him and then flashes his hammer at him. Because his hammer's down his pants.
Oh, my God. This guy's
like loser.
Yeah. Oh, no.
And then he left.
Man, this guy's a ticking time bomb.
He has left the bar. Then he drives in his lame little Mini Cooper to his friend's house, and he goes in and he is hysterical crying to his friend, claiming he has just killed Emily with the hammer. He heard her skull crunch and he hid her in the bushes. And at this moment, an ambulance drives past and he's saying, see, that's the ambulance. They're going to go get her. And he's putting on this big hysterical show.
Oh, my God.
And the friends are like, what the hell? And then the next minute, he just pisses himself laughing, saying, just kidding.
Oh, no.
Like, this guy's sick.
Unhinged.
As if that wasn't enough for his friends to realise that their friend was a little psychotic and unstable. On May 5th, 2011, the following day, he has gone to a wooded area, which is just behind where he lives, with his friend, and they start plotting just how they can kill Emily.
With a friend?
With a friend. He just needs someone to help get some advice.
Oh, for God's sakes.
So they talk about burning her, they talk about drowning her, and then eventually they land on strangulation. So what better thing to do, Lolly, in the park is practice it.
What is happening right now?
So he practices on his friend a sleeper hold, you know, when you get the elbow around your neck. And he is practicing on his friend to the point where his friend is freaking the fuck out. He thinks he's going to kill him because he's not letting loose. And he's about to pass out, and he lets his friend go, and he just thinks it's some joke.
Oh, the only way that you'd be in a scenario like that, you would be so scared that you'd just go along with the conversation because you're like, holy shit, this guy's nuts. But then you'd go and ring the police immediately, would you not?
This is the thing. It's like there's so many warning signs that are happening here. Why is no one doing anything about it? Because, yeah, cool, he's the leader of the pack. But, I mean, you're old enough to know this behaviour is not acceptable. Yeah. It's horrific. So he's practiced and he has figured out just what he's going to do.
Wow.
It's May 6, 2011, the very next day. Emily is at a bar with her friends and Elliot shows up. An argument breaks out. Emily throws a drink on his face. Good on her. And then leaves with her friends. Elliot is so enraged, he's gloating he's going to kill her to his friends. He also says, I will kill her, I'll get away with it, or I'll serve 10 years and I'll still be a millionaire. Ooh. He then goes and texts his mother and says, I want to fucking break Emily's neck and beat the shit out of her.
Oh.
Mother's response is, don't do anything inappropriate. You're so young. You've got so much life to live. I'm going to bed now.
Mum!
What the fuck?
Mum, sit down, Mum. You failed him. You're an idiot.
You're an idiot. He is raging. He has followed Emily to her friend's house. They start arguing. They then resolve things, and he has offered her a ride home. So she accepts. She hops in the car with him. He doesn't drive her home. He drives her to his home. They arrive at 12:45 a.m. It's now the 7th of May, 2011. And little did she know, 15 minutes later, she would be dead. This takes us to that fateful morning when Elliot's mother, Anita, has walked into the bedroom to wake them both up. Elliot has awoken from his sleep and Emily has not. At 9:16 a.m., she calls her husband Lee and says, come home, Emily is dead. So they think it has potentially taken 1 to 2 hours before they've called the ambulance. Because Elliot's father, Lee, is quite far away and it's taken him quite a while to get home. And when she's calling the ambulance, the father is in the background. So they're saying it could have been 40 minutes, it could have been 2 hours. They don't really know. So either way, they've just left Emily laying in the bed dead and they're coming up with some sort of story. When the police arrive, Elliot has told them Emily attacked him last night and he grabbed her by the neck and pushed her away in self-defense, and she coughed a few times, but it was no longer than a few seconds. He's got her a glass of water, and then they've gone to bed, and he's woken up and she is no longer alive. So that is the story that he's sticking with.
It's a terrible story, bro.
And while the police are there and they're outside, some idiot allows Anita Turner to go back into the property because she claims she wants to get some medication. But what she actually does is she takes Elliot's jacket from the room, and they believe there's quite crucial evidence within this jacket. And they know the jacket's missing because they had photos of the bedroom.
Ooh.
Elliot has then been arrested. As he's been arrested, there is a passport in his pocket. And there's also a packed suitcase in the house. So while they're waiting to call the ambulance, they've just gone and packed up a bag, got his passport. Elliot's mother is actually from Indonesia, so there's speculation that maybe he was going to send him back to her hometown.
Oh, my God. Well, because I've got to buy the whole strangled by necklace story in your sleep.
Losers. So they go to the police station. They are questioning Elliot, but he refuses to cooperate and he refuses to talk. He is then released on bail. The parents are notified. It's 2 a.m. New Zealand, and Mark Longley receives a devastating phone call from his parents back in England. He's finding it hard to understand. He's thinking, what's going on? Has she gone out and she's just being naughty? And then a police officer comes on the phone and he says that they think they have Emily's body in the morgue.
Oh, God.
I know, absolutely
What a
horrific.
phone call.
What a phone call. So the following day, Mark and Hannah have got on a flight and they fly over to identify the body. Mark describes that he was standing in a room and they turned the light slowly on and Emily's body was on the bed and he was just waiting for her to jump up and say, "Surprise, got ya, it's a joke." And it never happened until he eventually touched her face, thinking she'll wake up, and she was cold to the touch, and then his whole world just come crumbling down and he realised in that moment that, things will never, ever be the same.
Horrible.
He is such an incredible man. He was under the impression that this was some sort of accident, and he actually felt sorry for Elliot that he had to wake up next to Emily being dead. He had no clue that there was potentially some murder that had gone on. And it wasn't until investigators sat him down and said, look, we are under the suspicion that Elliot Turner had something to do with this. The investigation went on and all they had was circumstantial evidence. The post-mortem came back and it was inconclusive. But they didn't really know what had happened. When they went to the house, and obviously her body was there, there was a mark around her neck, which was from her necklace. So they thought, well, very rarely, sometimes teenagers can die in their sleep. It's like that sudden infant syndrome. It's like sudden death.
Are we buying that?
No, cool bullshit. So they are investigating and they know. They already know because they are suspicious. They have gone in and found makeup on the pillow and also in a jacket that he was wearing. They found the makeup and saliva of Emily in the crook of his elbow. So that is consistent with a choker hold. And also they think the makeup on the pillow, which looked like it was a pillow that was placed over her face.
Oh, for God's sakes. Is this the jacket that the mum took out? Did they find it again?
No, it's another jacket. This is another jacket. I'll get to that jacket. Don't you worry. They have got another medical examiner on the case. He has done a thorough investigation and he has found pinpricks in her eye and her lips. It looked like pinpricks, but it's like teeny tiny blood vessels, which is consistent with strangulation. They also determined that her time of death would have been about 1 a.m., just 15 minutes after she arrived home.
So this dirtbag, he's just got in the house and just gone to work.
Wasted no time, just straight in there.
He is such a piece of pig shit.
Detectives, they need more. They know they're onto something and they get a warrant to place some bugs in the house.
Yeah.
So they've bugged this house, and I tell you what, Lolly, on May 18th, 2011, they hit the jackpot.
Yes.
Lee Turner is talking with his wife and he is saying, it is eating me up that I know something that they don't. We destroyed crucial evidence and we've perverted the course of justice. So
excellent.
And
like
then,
word for word. You've just
word.
Yeah, not even in code. You dumb dickhead.
Dumb dickhead, though. He has also had a discussion with his wife about the confession letter.
Oh, God.
And he's saying he's confessed. And old Mummy Dearest, being old sun shines out of her son's ass, she's like, no, it was self-defense. He's like, he strangled her.
Daddy-o.
And then Daddy-o goes on To confess even more, he destroyed that confession letter with bleach.
Oh, this is great. You can't make this shit up.
The police are back at the station. They are having a celebratory dance.
They are.
They head on down and they arrest all three of them.
Excellent.
They are all charged with perverting the course of justice, and Elliot gets an extra charge of murder. So, the parents are let out on bail, but Elliot has to stay in jail.
Excellent. Oh my God. And what a shock to the system.
Yeah.
Living a life of privilege, then thrown in jail, in a jail cell.
Try not to drop the soap. And the parents are out on bail throwing support parties for the son. I mean, what is there to support?
Oh my God.
I know, delusional, and I would say that's all Anita doing that. And she is encouraging all of Elliot's friends to write him letters. And in some of the letters back to his friends, Elliot is claiming he's going to get let off, and just you wait, Hollywood will come running and he's going to get all of these movie deals.
Oh my God, this guy is so lame.
Like the lamest garbage boy you've ever met. Quickly, just before I forget, that letter that was destroyed with bleach, they think that letter was in the jacket that the mother stole that day.
That makes sense. Yeah. Also, why are you destroying it with bleach? Just burn it or flush it down the loo.
Just rub it up in shreds, mate.
Burn it.
Just burn it. Just burn it. The trial starts on April 9th, 2012, and Elliot pleads not guilty. It's revealed in court that a few weeks prior to Emily's death, he was going on a little Google search, Googling strangulation and how to get off a murder charge.
This guy, actually, the boys in this family are just so dumb. Do you know what I mean?
But the mum's dumb too, but yeah, dumb idiots.
Dumb idiots.
Elliot took the stand over 2 days, and he was up there just being a obnoxious little fucker. He showed no remorse, very uncaring, even to the point where the lawyer actually asked, like, why are you don't seem upset, you're not showing any remorse. And he simply replied, well, it was a year ago. And the whole courtroom just gasped in shock.
Yeah. Wow.
During the trial, it came out that he had threatened to kill Emily 15 times in their short relationship of 4 months.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
And look, the jury deliberated and they came back with a guilty verdict.
Surprise.
Guilty for murder and also guilty for mum, dad, and again, Elliot for perverting the course of justice.
Fabulous.
Elliot has been given a non-parole period of 16 years. And
it's not long, is it?
It's not long. And the parents have been given 27 months jail each, which they served half their time and then were released.
Whoa.
He did appeal his case in 2013, claiming that the audio was illegally obtained, but he was basically laughed back to jail.
Good.
Also disturbing, in jail, he had photos of Emily all over his room.
Whoa.
Which upset a lot of the jailmates, and they beat the shit out of him.
Lay it on him, boys.
And then he had to be transferred somewhere else. So we don't actually know where he's been transferred to, but I hope he is getting his ass beaten to a pulp.
He just seems so unlikable. He's just such a cock. So, yeah, I could just imagine the beatdowns he's been getting in prison. It would just be fabulous.
Yeah, in and out of the butt.
Sorry. Not sorry.
Also, when he tried to do his appeal, they said that Elliot, it looked like jail had changed him. Well, obviously he's hopefully someone's bitch. So fuck you, Elliot.
That's right.
Fuck you, Elliot.
Oh my God.
You weren't thinking about that when you're claiming you go to jail for 10 years and get out.
Wow.
Mark Longley, Emily's father, has gone on to be an advocate against domestic violence. He's also an ambassador for White Ribbon, which helps and support men against family and domestic violence. Oh. He also has a podcast called Death, a podcast about love, grief, and hope.
Wow.
He's also had 2 sons. Hannah, Emily's sister, she was explaining the boys as if they're almost like twins of Hannah and Emily, like the personality-wise. One's very similar to Emily and one's very similar to Hannah. They're just living life as best they can and, thinking and remembering their beautiful sister and daughter every day. It's incredibly tragic.
Oh, my God. Like, I was actually talking to Mark about this yesterday, and these guys were so young. But why do people just kill their spouses, their partners? Just leave. I don't understand. So is he still in jail? He
will be in jail. He's 4 years, 2028. He'll be up for parole. But, this was so premeditated, and he threatened her so many times. What's not saying he's just going to come out and do the same thing?
I know. I wonder if he'll get out too. Hopefully not.
I hope not. I was reading a Herald article before any murder charges in the trial when he'd claiming how he was so upset and depressed and it's just been so difficult for him. On the other hand, he's out partying, claiming, yay, the bitch is dead, I can go and sleep with whoever I want.
He said that?
Yep.
Oh, no.
Yeah, one of his friends that came out that was part of the choker hold, he came out and said a lot of stuff and was shocked at how his friend could murder someone. But it's like, are you fucking shocked? Are you sure?
Yeah.
Like, dude, you helped him practice the day before.
Yeah.
So that is our horrific case, Lolly, which leads me to ask you, can you handle this crime and scandal?
Definitely not. Such a waste. There's just something so tragic about this story because she was so young. Like she just was trying to figure out how to even be a young adult in the world. Just took everything away from her for nothing.
For nothing.
Just seems so stupid. So, yeah, it's really dumb, loves.
Unfortunately, you meet the wrong person and life just changes in an instant.
Yeah, see, she should have just stayed in Auckland. Daddy should have just let her sneak out the house and keep on clubbing. Mm-hmm. It's not funny, you just never know what's around the corner. Rainey, can you handle this crime and scandal?
Absolutely not. No, it is disgusting, awful, and, it did touch a sore little soft spot in my heart for that girl because I obviously had gone through something very similar and I was lucky enough to not have the same outcome. So, it's incredibly sad and her poor family have to live a life without her and a life of wondering of, who and what she could have been.
That's right. And just real quick, fuck you, Elliot's mum. Honestly, this is your fault because you raised a spoilt little bastard who thought he could just get away with anything.
And you know what? Even if you're related, you don't help people or encourage people to murder people.
No.
Or a friend.
Definitely not. No. And you don't help clean up with murder.
Well, that is the story for another week. Just a little word of wisdom. Don't go around hanging out with guys with slinky tops on and slicked back hair. All right?
And dumb diddly little scarves. That's
right. Also, and if like hanging out with a group called The Firm or something similar, run a mile.
Run a mile. That's it. Wise words. Well, look, thanks for listening and thanks, Rainey, for that awesome story. I know you pulled that together real quick and you did a bloody awesome job.
Thank you.
And before we go, I just want to make a little shout out. Sorry, I shouldn't sing. I want to make a shout out to our girl, Ariel, aka Al. This is actually one of my good friends from when we lived in the States. She lives in Australia now. But it's really funny because she loves true crime. And when she saw that we were doing a true crime podcast, she was like, oh no.
Oh, no.
I better support. So she's like, I'll just have a little listen to say I've had a listen, but we've sucked you in, bitch. And now here she is, 30 episodes later. She's really enjoying it.
Not all bad, is it? Not all bad.
No. So look, thanks for the support, Al. We love you. I know you've been sharing it with some of your friends, but we appreciate everyone, all your support. We just love doing this podcast. And if you are really enjoying it, honestly, the way you can help us is by just, if anyone is wanting to listen to a new podcast, recommend the pod. Come over and join us on our Facebook and Instagram at Can't Handle the Crime and Scandal. And we will see you guys next Monday.
We will. Take care. Be safe out there.
Take care. That's it. All right. Love you, Rainey.
Love you, Lolly. Bye.
Bye.
I look terrible right now.
Oh, I don't think you look shit, loves. I think I look like a big peach fuzz.
I just look like a big shiny white ball.
Well, I would rather look like a shiny white ball than a bloody flat peach plate that you serve a bloody saveloy on.
Well, we've look fucking terrible, all right? Let's just say it. We do.
Whose idea was YouTube? Good one.